Super Awesome Express. That's fun.
That is fun, Cedric.
I guess so. Gentleman George knows what he's doing, I guess, huh?
I guess. Matt Legit here alongside the always entertaining Cedric Nash.
Yeah.
For just one match from the Northwest Wrestling Alliance tonight. It's a tag team match. The Super Awesome Express, JD Mason and Cameron Large against fan favorites, Paynefully Large, Patrick Large, and Chuck Payne, trained by Playboy Buddy Rose. These two gentlemen you see coming at ringside right now were actually trained by Havoc, Dave Hollenbeck.
Oh, really? Havoc.
I'm not sure what was that soap I just saw? He's handing out soap to the fans, Cedric.
Somebody needs a bath. You know exactly what that means. Woo! Glad I used Dow today. I use Dow. You use Dow?
Dow?
Dow. D-I-A-L. Dow.
Oh, Dial.
Yeah, Dow.
Yeah, sure, I use
I'm
Dow.
from the South. Bear with me here. This is great to see, man. I mean, I would like someone to hand me some soap if I needed it. He's pretty much telling them, hey, look, you need to clean up your act, if you know what I mean.
Wrestling fans usually do need to be handed a bar of soap, I think, actually.
Hey, let me get a bar of that soap, Matt. Go down there and get me a bar of that soap, Matt.
And in my opinion, Cameron Large should stuff a bar of that soap in his mouth so he can learn a thing or two about keeping his mouth shut.
How generous is that? I haven't never seen wrestlers come to the ring with bars of soap. Look at this guy. Oh, look at it. Oh, I want a bar of soap.
Yeah, he definitely needed some soap, I think.
So he needs more than soap. He needed a haircut, too.
These kids, JD Mason and Cameron Large, they keep a lot of soap around so they can continuously drop it in front of each other.
Soap on the rope, huh?
But, I mean, if we're going to be honest, JD Mason's a pretty good wrestler. You wouldn't think so from a guy that size, but pretty agile in the ring. And getting a glass of water is Cameron Large. It's already blown up.
You know, soap and water. You got to have both.
I think it's just because he's very heavy and worked up a little bit of a sweat coming to ringside.
Well, you know what? Maybe so. I mean, you know, J.D. Mason, Cameron Large, these guys can get the job done in the ring. We know this. But coming to the ring with New Kids on the Block music, come on, Matt. You should have gave him a better track than that New Kids on the Block.
Well, I actually would have suggested New Kids on the Block tonight, but they chose Hanging Tough, I guess. Here we go. NWWA Tag Team Champions coming to the ring right now. Painfully Large, Pat Large, and Chuck Payne.
So it's not Patrick no more, huh? It's Pat. Pat Large.
These guys won Most Improved in Ring Around the Northwest this past year, and were runners-up in the Tag Team category.
You know what? These guys been around a long time, man. I've caught a lot of their matches, man. Man, I tell you something. Every time I see them, they get better and better and better every time I see them, man. So it's really good to see them really growing into their own as a tag team.
Well, you've been following the NWWA for a long time as a commentator, Cedric. You probably saw both these guys when they were getting their start.
Absolutely. That's where I got my start at NWWA. Of course, it's always good to be back home, which I'd say home. You know, it's great to be back here with you, and I think we're going to see a very entertaining match right now at the Northwest Wrestling Alliance. Get it on tonight.
Well, let me be honest with you, Cedric. The only reason this match was shot is because Cameron Large got on his Facebook and got on our local message board there on CCK's message board, The Bottom Line, and ran his mouth about what a great wrestler he was and how he'd improved so much since his days as Larkin the Decimator, wrestling for Iron Buddha up in SCW in northern Washington. And I just had to come down and film this.
Well, okay, I understand that, man. I'm glad we're doing this. Let's give a shout out to Buddha, though. What's up, Buddha? Up in Washington. Shout out to the Sullivan crew over there. Dad Venture, one of my favorite wrestlers, and of course. But hey, there's your boy right there.
Dad,
Chuck Payne,
is a wrestler right there. And there's another one.
Okay.
They're going to take on these two fat bodies in the ring here tonight for the NWWA Tag Team titles. And if I had to put my money on somebody, I'd probably put my money on Painfully Large. They've been around a lot longer, worked together a lot more than Super Awesome Express has, that is for sure.
Yeah.
The one downside is they do have Crash 503 at ring with them. So that'll happen. Look at that body. I know the ladies are getting lathered up out there in television land.
Oh, no, they're getting soaped up. Getting soaped up right now. Let's get it right. Look at this lady.
There's a woman that's hot for Super Awesome Express right now.
Absolutely. So Painfully Large, you know what? They're outside. They got speed.
Hey, Painfully Large is going to give away one of those totally awesome Painfully Large T-shirts.
Oh my. Throw it this way.
And they are a very accomplished tag team. They held the DOA tag team titles, the WCWC tag team titles, the NWWA tag team titles.
They just pretty much ran up. They just pretty much everywhere they went. In
Let me tell you.
Pacific Northwest, they won championships.
They held all 3 of these tag team titles at the same time, actually. Can you believe that? That's pretty impressive.
No other tag teams done that, have they?
I don't know of another tag team that can say they've done that.
That I know of. And I've been around a while. You've been around a while too, Matt. I haven't heard of anyone holding all 3 belts at the same time.
Well, Pat and Chuck held the WCWC and the NWWA tag titles together, and then Pat also teamed with Rockin' Ricky Gibson over at DOA to hold those tag team straps.
Ricky Gibson, what a talented young man he is. Man, I tell you what, man. Look, the lights are on bright, man. I mean, right now, if J.D. Mason and Cameron Large is going to get it on, they got to get it on against Paynefully Large.
And just to make it clear, Cameron Large and Patrick Large are not related that we know of.
Well, I was wondering about that. I was going to ask you, but you beat me to the punch here. Back at NWWA, there
Look
you
at
go.
J.D. Mason working out.
That's what you got to do to get
what
ready.
it takes.
I mean, if you're going to go against the best tag team, one of the best tag teams of the Pacific Northwest, or the best tag team of the Pacific Northwest, you got to get your weight up. You got to get strong. You got to be ready.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that J.D. Mason is more than likely the workhorse of Super Awesome Express.
So you saying he carries a load?
I think he carries the load.
So are you telling me on camera, are you telling me right now that Cameron Large, he can't carry his own weight?
I don't think so, no.
Wow.
I mean, he can walk around with that much weight on, but I don't think he can carry his own weight in the ring
Matt, I
necessarily.
don't,
but that's why I came down here to make sure this was filmed. Was
Matt,
to see if he could carry his own weight.
Matt, I'm going to see for myself. We're going to both watch this. We're going to see the brilliant. I think, Cameron Large is going to put on a show for us tonight.
Ladies, look out.
Uh-oh.
Rick Rude has nothing on J.D. Mason.
Where's sexy time when you need him? Oh, he's not sexy time anymore, huh?
He's not much of anything anymore, I guess.
Wow. You heard it from Matt Legit. I ain't saying nothing. I haven't seen sexy time in a long time.
But I'll tell you what, when J.D. Mason finally gets his shot at some promotion at some point here in the Pacific Northwest, this kid could be a star. This kid needs a razor